Hello and welcome. This is Belly Thomas, a correspondent with NewsX in Bengaluru, and right now I am in front of the iconic Vidhan Soudha, and we are here at the footpath of the High Court side, and you can see the iconic Vidhan Soudha behind me. And joining with me today are two spokespersons, one from the ruling party and one from the opposition BJP. So from the opposition BJP we have Surabhi, the spokesperson of the party, and from the Congress we have Satya Prakash, who would be interacting with us, and we also have Sandeep Anirudh, who is the convener for the Citizens for Agenda in Bengaluru. So right now the hot topic is potholes, and we already know that there have been a lot of political slugfest and happening because of potholes, and there is literally a menace that is there. The Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar, who is also the Bengaluru in charge minister, says that it is a kind of a perception and a conception that's created by the media and the opposition. So let's find out what exactly is the problem. Right now here in the Vidhan Soudha, or in and around Vidhan Soudha or the central business district area, we don't find much of potholes. The quality of the roads are good. Most of them are concreted, white topped, and free of potholes. And there is no waterlogging also here. There is a free flow of water, rainwater that gets collected. But the roads in the low-lying areas are the ones that are taking the beating. So let's find out what exactly is this pothole menace. So Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar says that it is a perception and a conception that the opposition BJP and the media is creating of this pothole menace. What do you have to say for that?
For somebody who travels in a four-wheeler with protected police vehicles, possibly this is something that's a delusion. But for somebody who has to go on the road every single day on a two-wheeler, on an auto, this is a back problem in the making. D.K. Shivakumar had once said that even if God comes down to earth, the pothole issue or the infrastructure issue in Bengaluru cannot be fixed. A quick reminder that what it says on the board of the Vidhan Soudha, right on top, is that government's work is God's work. We expect government to act, not to blame it on God. The pothole issue is not one that comes up merely when it rains. Does it not rain anywhere else in the world? Does it not rain in the highways? Does it not rain right in front of Vidhan Soudha? Of course it does. The bad quality of work that is being done and the lack of the government to take cognizance unless there is an issue that props up in the media. The problem is that. The problem is not the media. The problem is not the BJP. Only when Black Buck wants to leave Bengaluru, it becomes a problem, and it comes in the media. Therefore, D.K. Shivakumar takes notice. Only when there is a death, an unfortunate death, which is allegedly because of the pothole, a young woman merely 20 years old lost her life, that is when D.K. Shivakumar takes notice. The pothole issue is something that people have been complaining about regularly. But this government has had other priorities, and their plan for Bengaluru has not been about solving basic infrastructure. It is about building real estate-oriented infrastructure like the tunnel road. That has been the problem. They take notice when the BJP or the media talks about it. Bad news for you, the BJP won't stop talking about it.
But we see that the ruling Congress is again, blaming the monsoon rains for the roads getting damaged. They also say that, the government, this is a kind of a maintenance work that needs to be carried out, and this is an ongoing job, the maintenance of the roads. So they say that, the potholes have been identified, and the potholes have been, the engineers have been directed to fill the patches with quality bitumen and asphalt, whatever meant to make the roads. So these patches are being done by the ruling government now, and we see, most of the engineers are working during the night when the traffic is not there. So when I went for a ground reality check, this is what I found. So from the ruling Congress side, what do you have to say on this menace?
There is no city in this world which don't have potholes. There will be problems, but we should not run away from problems. We should not be crib about these problems. We have to go and solve those problems, and that is what our Deputy Chief Minister and KPCC Chief Mr. D.K. Shivakumar is saying. While all of them are crying and cribbing, we cannot cry and crib ultimately, because he is a doer. He will get things done, and he has thundered today that by October 31st, all the arterial roads of Bangalore, that means all the important roads in Bangalore will be pot free. Which politician for the last 75 years has got the guts to say that, has given a deadline and said by October 31st all the arterial roads in Bangalore will be pothole free? He has the guts to say that, and when he says that, he means business. Today there is continuous monitoring of this among the 5 corporations that are there, and on a every day nearly 500 to 600 potholes are happening. See, we need, when my friend Surabhi was saying, the work is God's work. God has been very unkind to us. The pre-monsoon also has hit Bangalore. Post-monsoon also there is an early monsoon. Normally during September or October will be a dry time. This is the time when potholes are going to be repaired. But unfortunately rains are there last week also. Today also before we do this, there was rain. So in some corporations where there is rain, work is getting stopped. And on a daily basis we are closing from somewhere from 1,500 to 2,000 potholes. I think in the coming days, I think within October 31st, all potholes, Bangalore will be pothole free, at least on the arterial roads. But if you ask me, will there be no potholes? There might be potholes. We will again fill all those potholes. We are responsible to the people of Bangalore. Bangalore is a tech city of not only Karnataka, India, but whole of Asia. And we will make sure that brand Bangalore, we will not run away like that CEO said. We cannot run away, because we are born here, and we people have given confidence, to work for 5 years and make sure that brand Bangalore is a brand that, all companies will be, proud of us.
Okay. So now, Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar has said that Bangalore alone has got 1.2 crores of vehicles, and more than 50 lakh of vehicles come into Bengaluru on a daily basis. So there is a heavy burden on the roads. So as an activist, do you think, the political slugfest between the ruling Congress and the opposition BJP, or are the engineers really doing their work properly, or do you really think that some are alleging that developmental money is being pumped into guarantee schemes? So are there really money for repairing roads? Are they using the quality materials for filling these pothole by patches? So what is your take on that?
You asked me a lot of questions. Okay, on the overall scheme of things, Bengaluru doesn't have mass transit. If you go to Tokyo, you have some massive amounts of mass transit. Nobody owns private vehicles. I think for a 3.5 crore population in Tokyo, there are about 50,000 vehicles, private vehicles. So literally nobody uses, because you can just walk in any direction. You can get into a metro or a suburban rail. That kind of density of mass transit ensures that out of 3.5 crore people, there's about 4 crore rides that the city mass transit does. In Bengaluru, you still have a small infant metro which takes only 10 lakh rides. Where is 4 crore rides and where is 10 lakh? So this shows that our governments, regardless of which party, for the last 30-40 years have done no work in the direction of equipping the city with mass transit and public transport. Because they have not had the focus. Why? Because they're not following the 74th Amendment. We don't have a planning authority that is prescribed under it. We don't have capacity building. We don't have urban planners and transport planners working for the city. This is a huge oversight by all parties concerned. Second thing, we've had the pothole problem for the last 10-20 years regularly. If you go back to news articles, 20 years back you have pothole issues, and it has been consistent. There is a PIL in the High Court for the last 10 years about the pothole issue. Which city in this country has a pothole PIL? And the worst part of that pothole PIL is that every order that has been issued under that PIL by the High Court, the governments have ignored. In fact, in 2019, Justice Oka gave an order saying that all the potholes and maintenance of roads in a ward should be handled by the ward itself, ward committees. He said ward committees have to handle them, they should monitor them, and all the ward pothole fixing should happen from the ward level. Therefore, the fund should be devolved to the ward level, and the ward engineer is supposed to send reports on fixing of potholes every month to the chief commissioner. This order, it's an operational order. It's still not been implemented. You can see how careless the governments have been so far. They are not looking at fixing it, and I'll tell you why they're not looking at fixing it. Every year, about 2,500 to 3,000 crores of rupees is spent on pothole fixing. It happens 3-4 times a year. Every time there is a uproar, where there's a monsoon rains, somebody dies, the government will immediately issue. They're very happy to do it. They'll immediately say, oh, we are fixing the potholes, we're spending so much money. Where does the money go and how are they fixed? See, it's very simple. I beg to differ. There are cities in this world where you'll never see potholes throughout the year, including cities in the southeast where there is rains throughout the year. Here, one small rains and the road crumbles. Why? Because structurally they are badly, there is no quality. I think our engineers don't know what slopes and cambers are. If water accumulates on the roads, potholes will form. It will happen even in a concrete road. I'll tell you, even the concrete white topping roads that are building now, if it doesn't have proper drainage and camber, you will have potholes in them also. This is a problem with our engineers. They don't follow basic engineering principles. And maintenance is another story. It's basically a lot of money being spent and money being taken out of the system. I don't think you require 2,500, 3,000 crores every year. I think the per pothole ratio will be huge. It'll run into lakhs. So where is this money going? On the roads, it's not visible. Wherever you had pothole problems, you still see them. So structurally, it's not being fixed. Proper drainage is not being provided, proper camber is not there, and proper standards are not being done. Moreover, where is the transparency? Whatever works are happening, there should be transparency about how much money is spent, how long it's been surviving, and there should be some warranty terms for all the companies, whatever contractors are fixing, right? So why is it not there? They
come
should
back
give
to you.
warranty for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, right? That's not happening.
Okay. So now, as a BJP spokesman, do you think that all these potholes would be fixed within the deadline that the Bengaluru in-charge minister or the Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivakumar has promised?
I heard the Congress spokesperson say that DK Shivakumar is a doer. In August of 2024, 30th, DK Shivakumar makes a statement that within 100 days, we will have all the problems in the tech corridor sorted. We're standing in September of 2025. A doer does not give promises like this and then, not have accountability on it. A doer does not say that something like, blame the people who are complaining. That's what happened in the last couple of weeks. That don't complain, don't say anything. These were the things that came out. You cannot solve a problem if you don't acknowledge the existence of a problem. Complaining about the city's infrastructure is not, trying to demean the brand of Bengaluru. The brand of Bengaluru does not come with PR firms and branding. It comes when livable cities exist, walkable cities exist, public transport exists, and people are truly and genuinely happy. With respect to what's happening right now, right, let's be very honest about it. Potholes in the first place should not exist, as urban experts have continuously said to us. The very existence of potholes is a failure of public administration. Let us start from there and work our steps backwards. When they are filling the potholes right now, those potholes that are being filled, many public criticism has already come out that this is not something that is up to the standards. Give us SOPs. Tell us what really, accountability does not just come with, hey, we're doing something about it. It comes with saying the details, making publicly available information. What are you being used? How much money is being done? Who are the contractors in charge? Then we can hope for something to change. Whether the pothole issue itself is going to get sorted out or not, very honestly, very sincerely, as a Bengaluru citizen, what we need right now is local accountability. A DCM being in charge minister of Bengaluru cannot be the one who's solving the problem. It needs to be councillors, corporators, ward level committees that work together with urban experts. In terms of suggestions, the BJP has constantly been saying that let us have a more constructive way in which we're solving problems for the city, not a obstructive way along with the central government. Let us have a public infrastructure committee, somebody who has experts on place, take a look at the city, come up with a master plan for the city that has an existence since 2015. Let us have all of these things in place first before we try thinking about solutions. The way the road infrastructure is being cleared up today, it's the same mess being done on the mess. The same solution orientation is also that.
But the Congress ministers have stated that, it was during the BJP regime, you guys also had 5 years to rule. And during that time, the roads were laid and why did those roads, develop potholes? So there is a kind of, blame game that's happening. It's just used for a political, a political weapon.
Can I tell you very honestly, on this issue, but a lot more on this issue than anything else, people are tired of hearing excuses. If you think that the BJP is where the problem was, hold us accountable. You're in government. Take action. But the point is that you will only say that and run away, just as the vote chori, the Rahul Gandhi campaign is happening so far. Take action. Is anybody stopping you from taking action? And does that excuse the fact that you're not doing work right now? Does that excuse the fact that whoever put those roads in place, it takes away their responsibility? Absolutely not. The Congress here in Karnataka, and let me remind you, it's not been less number of years. It's going to be 2.5 years since the Congress came into power. Half your term has been completed. Is this all you have to show, that the BJP did something? Is that what you're going to go to the voters of Bengaluru, voters of Karnataka with? I'm sorry, I don't take that lightheartedly as a citizen of Bengaluru, because this blame game is never ending. It doesn't end with the citizens benefiting. It only ends with an excuse. That's about it.
It's a fact that we have potholes on Bengaluru roads, and we have been making a hue and cry out of it. It's not perception, it's not conception. And like the Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivakumar has promised that within a deadline that he's going to do everything. She is showing an example that he has told this several years ago. The same promises which are not kept.
See, my friend Surubi should not forget that for 4 years, BBMP was ruled by her party. Just 2 years back, her own party has ruled Bangalore and across the state. All these roads in Bangalore which are today giving away are part of that 40% roads. These are all roads where 40% bribe was taken by BJP. Okay, so they should not forget, they cannot wash their hands of their sins. These sins today, do you know that all the government buildings of BBMP had mortgaged to bring in 20,000 crores? What happened to the 20,000 crores? Where is the 20,000 crores? 20,000 crores has gone down the drain. It has gone into the water. What my friend Surubi is showing is in 2024 our priorities were different. If you can know, when you were there, we were doing stories of rain in 2024. Rain was a big problem. Summer of 2024 and summer of 2025 was all about no water. That was the problems that Bangalore faced. Yes, there will be some potholes. Do you mean to say that when BJP was there were not potholes? There were potholes. But don't shirk away from responsibility. Here, why I am telling that DK has the heart to own up responsibility and take it as a challenge that by October 31st, I will make Bangalore's pothole free. Did one MLA, minister of BJP, my friend's party, had this conviction to tell Bangaloreans that by 1 month I will fix it? No. That is why we have to give credit to Mr. DK Shivakumar. I am sure we have to understand that there are infrastructure. We have done a lot of infrastructure work. If you see the Hebbal one, Hebbal, that flyover has congested the traffic by nearly 30%. Look at the metro to Electronic City, another 20 to 30%. So there are long-term solutions, there are short-term solutions. Long-term solutions, like my friend Anirudh says always, is prepare roads that last for 20, 30 years. Why didn't BJP prepare roads that can last for 20, 30 years? Why is BJP preparing 40%?
You want to react for that?
Let's there's a warning on the 40% Sarkara bit. Just now, a government commission has said that 40% charge was actually fake and malicious. And the same contractor association has alleged a double rate, 80% Sarkara in Congress. So please, sir, please, this hit and run government just likes to say, you did this, and then here's the wrong thing, make a campaign around it and walk away from it. Sorry, I will believe DK Shivakumar, the citizens of Bengaluru will believe DK Shivakumar when you actually fix the potholes. Don't make another 100-day plan for something and then run away from it. The running away has come from your party. And this BJP Sarkara, what did they do? What did they do? Please stop with it. The people are tired of hearing this. I'm appealing on the behalf of, and for us, it is a matter of just a debate and so on and so forth. People losing their lives. Let us take that for a minute into consideration. People who have two-wheelers, it's a death trap. Bengaluru has become a death trap for young women especially, who have two-wheelers, who have scooties and Activas. Let us not make a joking matter of this or politicize this. I am saying this as a responsible member of the opposition party. You want us to come to the table and have a collaborative solution? We are open to that. But don't make this into a politicization, because people are tired of hearing that.
See, for 4 years, this party was in power in BBMP. Roads are not built in 1 or 2 years. All the roads are all old roads. She is talking of 40% and now she is talking of 80%. Jagmohan Das has not given them a clean sheet. He said that I have not get adequate witnesses मेरे को नहीं मिल रहा है उतना ही. And that report is not open still. We don't know what is there in that report. Just because Jagmohan Das report we are closing, CID is still there. That doesn't mean 40% doesn't hold true. If my friend Surubi tells, if it is 80%, that means with 20% people are doing the work. Is it? No one will agree for this. See, why I am telling that BJP is not playing the role of a constructive opposition is they keep on crying. They keep on cribbing, but nothing comes. She was asking for some this thing. What were the MLAs doing? Sleeping in assembly? Why can't they ask these questions in the assembly? Why can't they get written replies? Take the written replies. Question Mr. D.K. Shivakumar. Take the written replies. Go to the people. Have they done that? Yes. They were sleeping. Their opposition leader.
Okay, so a lot of political slugfest is happening over potholes, and the exact sufferers are the citizens. And you can see with the accidents, with tech companies deciding to relocate from Bengaluru because of potholes and traffic problems. So quickly to finish with you, like what is the solution out there? Like instead of apart from this politics that's happening on potholes, what should be the ideal way of the citizens to live around safely?
Well, it's very simple. When a contract is given systemically, when a contract is given for road construction, if you have a 5-year warranty period with a deposit collected from the contractor, which if the road fails, he has to fix it immediately. There should be a service level agreement for 5 years. For 5 years, you will have no potholes on that road. So why aren't contracts being made like that? Why aren't they being put transparently? If you go to Singapore, on every road stretch, you'll find a pole with the road details on it. The detail of the contractor, the detail of whom to approach if there's a problem on that road. Why can't we have that kind of transparency here? If you ask me, if you have the contractors watertight with a minimum level agreement, 5 years or 10 years, then for that period there will be no potholes on that road. Let's put aside this announcement Raj and all that stuff. Anybody can make any announcement. Why can't you make reforms in the system is what we ask of the government. Have transparency, have physical transparency on the road. Have a board at every road saying who's built the road, what are the terms of that agreement, till when should that road survive, and in what conditions. If not, the contractor should pay out of his pocket.
Okay. So that was a good point, and it was an interesting debate. You want to end it with, you wanted to tell something when Satya Prakash was saying. You want to quickly tell?
I think we as citizens, we as a political class, we as the activist class need to stop making excuses for bad infrastructure, bad corruption. This is something that we cannot deal with anymore. If India has to grow, our cities have to grow. For our cities to grow, we have to look at the problem and say that there is deep-rooted corruption. There is deep-rooted real estate mafia. In order for us to do all of that, the political class has to really come out and first, take accountability and acknowledge the city, this country is not going to grow if cities like Bengaluru do not grow. And the comment on the 20% working, 80% not working was very, very bad. Satya Prakash sir, 80% corruption in the twin, no, that is very...
20% work. Can you do the work?
No, sir, it's not, but
that is not logical is all I'm saying. How can someone work with 20%?
This is very... We should not speak candidly, lightly about something like this. If a contractor association is coming out and making an allegation that 80% Sarkara is what is going on, you then run away from it.
Is it possible for someone to do work with 20%?
Quickly, if you can...
I'm not concerned about both my friends. I am convincing people of Bangalore. This government is accountable to the people of Bangalore. Mr. D.K. Shivakumar will fix all infrastructure projects within these 2.5 years. By October 31st, all arterial roads of Bangalore, except those where white topping and all are happening, all the roads will be without potholes is all I'm saying.
I request News 9 to do a debate on November 1st on Rajotsava Day, right in front of Vidhan Sauda. Let us take an audit.
So as the political slugfest goes on, and the activist has given a good point that why can't we have contracts being given to people like a 5-year contract wherein maintenance will have to be taken care of by the company, and that was a good suggestion that was made. Hope D.K. Shivakumar, like Mr. Satya Prakash, the Congress spokesperson, said that the Bengaluru in charge minister D.K. Shivakumar has promised that by the end of October, all the potholes in Bangalore will disappear. So we will keep our fingers crossed as to this, let that become true. And this is, thank you all my guests for giving us so much information and suggestions on this particular topic. And with this, we sign off from Bangalore. This is Belly Thomas with camera person Pawan Kumar from Bengaluru.